What's up, everybody? My name is Trashby. I am the creator of the Chat Translator bot, and I wanted to create a video to kind of walk everyone through the process to let you know where you can find the links to add this to your Kickstream, where you can find the links if you want to join the Discord, walk you through some of the process to authorize it for your channel, and then walk you through the admin portal, because that's really where you're going to fine tune Chat Translator for your channel. So first of all, I'll tell you where you can find it. So Chat Translator is now on X, and if you look at the profile, you got a direct link here to add it to your profile, or you got a link here to the Discord. In my Kick page, so kick.com/trashbee, in the panel section, you'll see Chat Translator icon here, and yet another link to the Discord. And then once you're in the Discord itself, you should be taken to the home page. You'll see highlighted here, start here. It'll take you to the start here page, and then again highlighted, there's a link right here to add it right to your channel. We'll come back to the Discord in just this moment. But those are three places where you can go find the Chat Translator. You don't have to join any of these. If you don't want to, I appreciate it if you do. It helps me if you do, because I can track, who's using what, and it helps you because you'll be able to communicate with me. And that's one thing we'll go over here in the Discord. So when you first join, you'll be taken to the home page. I get it. It's a lot of text here, but that's here for your benefit. So I suggest you read it. I understand if you don't. Trust me, I get it. The announcements page is where I will post things, changes, updates that I've made to the Chat Translator bot in layman's terms, so to speak. And then changelog is where you're going to find more of the technical knowledge behind everything, if you want to see it and you even care. Start here is where you're going to come to, basically add it to your channel. And again, you can read all this. It'll sort of walk you through what I'm going to walk you through, but I think the video will be more beneficial to most. The support page is where you can come say, hey, here's what I'm experiencing. This is not good, it's not helping me or whatever, and I can work to troubleshoot it with you and see what's going on, get it fixed. Of course, bugs, you can go here to the bug reports channel to report any kind of bugs or just craziness you see with Chat Translator. You can introduce yourself, you can speak in the general chat, and then suggestions is where you would come to make, feature requests. I want to see this, I would like to see this added to Chat Translator, or I'd like to see more languages added to the native language selection and things like that. So from the home page, we'll click the Start Here. Takes us to the Start Here channel under the Help Center, and then we'll click here to add Chat Translator to our channel. And this is just basically, that's just a raw link. So visit site, and this is the first page, first step of the authorization. So what you can do here is you can select your native language. Anything outside of your native language is going to be translated. So if you speak English, anything outside of English will be translated in your chat. We did recently add a second option for bilingual folks. Let's say you speak English and Spanish. Everything outside of English and Spanish will then be translated in your chat. This next portion here that says translation rate limit, sort of to combat trolling. So Google handles the translation of this, okay? I don't have anything to do with the translation. I'm the middleman. I set up the software that basically takes your chat, speaks to Google, grabs the translated terms, and puts it back in your chat. But Google goes through, and they do that on a per character basis. So you'll notice down here, you get a free account that's 10,000 characters one time. So if you only have 10,000 characters to translate, you don't want people in there wasting it. So the translation rate limit, basically, if you select one of these, I'll select 30 seconds. And let's say I got 5 messages within 30 seconds that needed to be translated. Well, Chat Translator, because you've selected this rate limit here, is only going to translate one of those messages every 30 seconds. And again, if you got a free account, you only got 10,000 characters. You don't want these to be wasted on nonsense, especially if someone's trolling you, etc. And even more so if you're paying for it, because you've got 200,000 characters a month, which is a decent bit of characters. But still, you don't want to waste any of that. Your money's coming out of your pocket for it. So that's what the chat translation's for. And again, there's two. This just tells you select your plan. Do you want to try the free one, or do you want to subscribe to it? We appreciate those of you who do subscribe. It's not a requirement at all, but you'll notice the free account is a one-time 10,000 characters. Once that's up, it's just done. And unfortunately, it has to be that way because even though it's 10,000 characters, I'm paying out of pocket for those 10,000 characters. So you can test it out, so you can try it. Google charges me for those, so I have to set some sort of limit. It can't be monthly because I'm still paying out of pocket monthly for it, or whatever the case may be. But if you have any ideas or changes, that you think need to be made to that, I'm all ears, because the idea would be to make it for free if I could, and I feel like I've made it as cheap as I possibly can. So once you've made all your changes here, I'm going to set this to optional, no limit, and I do subscribe, so I'm going to click paid. I'm going to click authorize next, and next you're going to be taken to the actual Kick authorization page, and this will just tell you what it's doing. It's going to read your user information, including your email address. I don't see your email address, by the way. I'm not even sure why that's in there. It can read channel information, so it can read your chat. It can write to your chat, which is what we need it to do, and we need it to subscribe to events like your chat feed. That's what it's called. And you'll see that if I clicked allow access right now, it would say you've successfully subscribed to your chat events. Which is what we want and what we need. Unfortunately, since my account is already in use, I can't show you what it's like because you'll see the link to my admin portal, and I don't want that to be leaked out. However, if I selected paid and then I select allow access, it's going to take me to the Stripe page where then I can put in my information to subscribe to it. If I selected free, you would still get this screen here. You would click allow access, and the next page that pulls up is going to be the page for your admin portal. And basically, it's going to be some info on there. And again, I get it. People don't want to read it, but it's beneficial. So I like to set my admin portal up in my OBS so I can hide it, or I can just move it around. It's just a little window I can move around, put wherever I want to. And like I say, hide it when I'm not using it. But you don't have to do that. You can literally open another tab and paste that link that you're going to get on the final page, the page that says, authorization successful. We've subscribed to chat events and all that stuff. That's your personal admin portal. So don't share that with anybody unless you want them to be able to go in and make changes, to your settings for Chat Translator. And again, the whole idea behind the admin portal is so you can fine tune it. I don't think there could be. I think it's impossible, especially after messing with or creating Chat Translator myself, for any translator bot to be perfect in a scenario like a chat where you have people randomly talking. Sometimes chats get eaten, all kinds of things like that. So it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be pretty close. And it can get even closer with the admin portal page, and I'll show you that here. This is what your admin portal page will look like. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. So I'll run through these settings for real quick. So in most people in most people's chats, people say TY or for thank you or whatever, YW for you're welcome. And it may seem like Chat Translator is incorrectly translating that. However, it is correct. If you go to Google Translate and you look there, it seems like there's probably well over 100 languages at least that are in Google Translate, and some of those languages YW means something, TY means something. But for me, and I would think most American English-speaking people, those short messages like that, you don't want those translated, especially if you're paying for it. You know what I mean? So this first toggle here is basically, it's probably going to be set to on by default. So you would switch that to off, and it's not going to translate short messages like that. That's what that means. So if you put TM in there or TY, and YW in there, it's not going to try and translate anything 2 characters or under. It's not going to try to translate. And by the way, Latin is blocked across the board. Latin is not a widely used language, and it really, really messes with Chat Translator. Like literally just the letter O, it would try to translate to something crazy. So Latin is blocked across the board. But using this toggle, because some people may want it. I don't know everybody's language, so some foreign languages, they may want 2 characters or less transcribed. They may want this on, but for me and most people that I know, which are English-speaking folks, you would not want this turned on. So the next one you'll see is skip bots. So you turn this toggle on so that it will recognize this portion here. Okay. If it's off, it's not. You can put whatever you want to in here, and nothing's going to happen. But if it's on, it's not going to skip your box automatically. You would still need to come down here and add, and you can see I've added Botrix because mostly not for probably not for English speaking folks, but people speaking different languages. Botrix comes in. And it will be in English, and then it will translate for them. And again, that's using up their characters, especially if you've paid for it. So that's what this is for. Or it's for if there's somebody trolling, it's just sending a bunch of nonsense in there. Again, wasting your characters or vulgar items. You can add them to this chat. Like I could literally add myself. And now, if I'm in my own chat, it's not going to, I spelled it wrong anyways, but it's not going to translate anything that I have to say. And you can always remove them too after a little while if you want to time somebody out or something like that. Is that not going to list me? Oh, I spelled it wrong. Trashvy. I'll get it right, chat, in just a minute. Okay, great. Now I've been removed from that list, or that person's been removed from that list. And again, that's just to combat trolling and to make sure that you're not wasting characters, because Botrix is popping in every 5 minutes with a long message or something. There was a streamer that faced that exact scenario, and that's where I got the idea from. He went through 10,000 characters, his free account, almost in a single day because Botrix was just eating up that character limit. So turn on skip bots, add Botrix here, as you can see that I did, and that's how you would avoid that scenario. And also from the admin page, just so you don't have to re-authenticate all the time, you can change your language options again. You'll recognize this rate limit and language 1 and language 2 from the first screen that I showed you. So I've added this to the admin portal just so you don't have to re-authenticate every time. And you can come back here anytime you want to and just make your changes. Chat's going crazy now. Let's go ahead and set our rate limit to 3 minutes, update our settings. Boom. Now it's not going to translate except for once every 3 minutes, as I mentioned before. And then for some folks, they use specific words in their chat that their chat's going to know what they mean. And you'll see some words I've added down here. But they are legit words. So for instance, the streamer, Your Buddy, who was very pivotal in helping spread the word about Chat Translator, helping test it. In his chat, he uses the word skull a lot, which means cheers, right? Well, it also means somewhere between 7 and 8 other things too, like school and bowl and stuff like that. And there's no priority for it that Google Translate uses. It just grabs one of the words that it's supposed to mean and puts it back in your chat. So to combat that, you can now add those specific words here, and you can see I add them. So now when he or someone else posts skull or whatever, it won't try to translate that for him anymore. And that is pretty much the gist of the admin portal. Oh, and finally at the bottom, this is where you go. If you have subscribed, this is where you go to cancel your subscription. So you click cancel here. You'll get a message, a little pop-up saying, account has been canceled. And unfortunately, it won't refund you at all. So if that happens, you would need to reach out to me directly, hopefully via the Discord, and say, hey, I just subbed. I will cancel and I'd like to get my money back, and we'll work something out. Of course, there's going to be some sort of prorated if you've kept it for 28 out of 30 days, right? I can't really refund $4, but I will do what I can to make it right, and I promise you that. But this is Chat Translator in a nutshell. It's not perfect. Some people are going to probably hop in your chat and get a kick out of some of the things it does try to translate. I have had some folks mistakenly think it's translating gibberish, but out of 100 or 200 languages, some of that, what may seem gibberish to you, is a legit language to someone else. So from my perspective and all the testing I've done, Google Translate is on point every time, except that some words have many different meanings. Or if you're not using the correct keyboard. So some words have the little apostrophes above the A and stuff like that. It may translate those differently because you're not using the actual keyword. Or if you're using an Americanized spelling of it, like if I try to spell konnichiwa using American characters, it's not really going to know what to do with that. What you would need to do is use the Japanese keyboard, and then it will translate that correctly. And I would think that most people coming in legitimately attempting to communicate with you that speak a foreign language, their keyboards are going to be set like that, and you're not going to have any issues with that. But for some things, it's kind of comical sometimes. However, if you do experience issues, let me know, and I'll help explain it to you. I'll tell you what it's trying to translate, because I can see all that in the logs. I can tell you if it's legit and walk you through. We'll hop in a Discord call, and I'll walk you through how to fix that using the admin portal here. But that's all I have. I appreciate everyone's time. I appreciate everybody that's using it, everybody that's tested it, everybody that helped me get this far already. Thank you so very much. Please reach out to me on any of the platforms I've listed already if you got any questions or concerns or anything like that, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But have a great night.